Jasper Engines, we use the Appian FinalMile solution primarily to plan and dispatch our routes. So we use a combination of direct route, DR track, and then the D2Link mobile application for our drivers. We do everything from a centralized routing standpoint. So we used to have all of our ops managers at our local distribution centers do the routing, but a few years ago we brought that in-house. So now instead of having 45 different mindsets on how the route should be created, we have a much smaller group of 6 routers that are responsible for building and creating those routes every day. The process starts in the morning. We get a plan together for the next day. All of our routes are dynamic. None of them are fixed. So our stops are constantly changing on a daily basis coming in throughout the day. So we're looking at the plan, building the routes, massaging the routes, figuring out what pickups make the most sense with deliveries. And the Appian direct route solution really enables us to give a good visual to that. We also use the selective routing piece located within direct route, and that enables us to filter the stops and really see what pickups we want to do along with our scheduled deliveries. Some of the benefits that we realized immediately was coming off of our old platform. One of the biggest disadvantages to that is we had to build the routes individually. So, some of our branches are small and some of them are large, and so say for example, in one of our larger branches where we may have had 8 trucks or 10 trucks on the road that day, the router, when they were planning for that on our old platform, had to build each route individually. So the biggest gain that we realized right away was in a direct route, it's multi-truck dynamic routing. So the router could actually plan all of the routes at the same time and then realize the cost savings, either plus or minus from a miles, hours standpoint, by looking at the tools within the direct route solution. So probably the biggest benefit that we saw right away. One of the biggest inefficiencies that we had on our old platform, especially when we were not doing centralized routing, is we had 45 plus individuals that on any given day could be doing the routing. Now, you take those 45 ops managers at the locations and they've got vacations, right? So they have to have a backup. So now we're at 90 different people could be doing your routes on any given day. So if you think about the training time and the amount of inefficiency within those routes for the people that don't do it or may not have been good at it, because let's face it, everybody's a different skill level when it comes to their brain power on how to compute the routes, especially when you're building them individually each time. The biggest efficiencies we saw was bringing all of that in-house and being able to do the true turn-by-turn dynamic routing, multi-truck routing within direct route, now on a platform of a department of 6 as opposed to 45 to 90 different people on any given day.